If you think Crozet is still that sleepy little village with one coffee shop and one gas station, well, you might want to buckle up, Buttercup, because today we are diving and driving into the 5 newest neighborhoods changing the face of Crozet. And if you are selling, moving, relocating, or retiring into the Charlottesville area, you're gonna wanna know exactly where these places are, what they have to offer, and what kind of buyer they're gonna be best for. Oh, and spoiler alert, it's not all vineyards and front porches anymore. Okay, some of it is. Still don't want to miss today. I have the tea on 2 of the newest and most buzzed about neighborhoods in Crozet. Let's get going. So let's mentally zoom out for a second. Crozet is about 25 minutes west of Charlottesville. It's tucked right up against the Blue Ridge Mountains, as you can see behind me. You've got mountain views, breweries, wineries, excellent public schools, and a real mix of locals and transplants. I grew up in this area, not in Crozet specifically, but Crozet was definitely part of my playground per se. It used to be very much a 1 stoplight town, actually more like a 4 stop sign intersection town. Now, it's one of the most sought after spots in the region. It's not just retirees and young families. Crozet is seeing everyone from remote workers to doctors at UVA moving out this way. And yes, if you're coming for a job interview at the university, definitely reach out to me first so we can really maximize your time while you're here in town. Your Charlottesville journey starts here with living in Charlottesville. Let's chat about it. Okay, let's go see our first neighborhood. Come on. Okay, so first up, Pleasant Green. Now, this one is honestly right near downtown Crozet, which is why it gets so much attention. You can literally walk to the library, the hardware store, and yes, some of the best pizza in the country. That is no lie. Crozet pizza is the bomb. I actually prefer the calzone, and oh my goodness, I get one every time. And after I finish filming today with you, I'm gonna go get one to go. These are mostly townhomes with some single-family homes sprinkled in. The pricing's more approachable compared to a lot of the other areas, and you're getting that honestly walkable lifestyle. I'm gonna turn you around so you can see how walkable. I helped a couple from Northern Virginia actually move here last year. They wanted to ditch the traffic, but still walk to a really good coffee shop. You know what? Mission accomplished. Hello, Mud House Coffee in Crozet. Quick heads up, if you've got your heart set on a big yard, this may not be your spot. But if low maintenance and convenience are your thing, definitely worth a look. So price-wise, currently there are about a dozen active, and many of those are actually to be built. But price-wise for planning, I want you to think $370,000 all the way up to about $625,000. Not bad. HOA runs around $130 a month. So again, to give you that breakdown on what is currently going on in Pleasant Green, 12 active, 7 are to be built, 2 are attached and active, and 3 are single-family homes and active. But again, that price point, that $370,000 to $625,000, is just honestly a really attractive price point. Plus, you get that walkable lifestyle, and there's, turning you around, there's plenty of parking, there's sidewalks, there's a play area and a clubhouse. There is lots and lots going on in and around this area. You gotta give your girl Pam a call or a text. If we need to add Pleasant Green to your watch list, let's do it. Okay, what's next? Okay, so number 2 on our list is actually a really good combination of new construction and existing townhomes. And this is called Glenbrook at Foothill Crossings. And I'm gonna turn you around so you can actually see. As you can see, literally, this is in the foothills. That's your back door. So all that new construction going on down there, that is your back view. It is all of the foothills in the Crozet area. Isn't that gorgeous? So there are lots of complete ones. This again is, this developer is working all over the area, and I think they do a good product. So if you think one of these is perfect for you, then I want you to reach out and let me know, and we will start the process. But the neighborhood is really leans into what people, when they imagine living in Crozet. So imagine that very walkable sidewalks, imagine those foothills, new construction. It's, you know, the lamp post. There's a play area. I've seen people walking up and down with their strollers, their prams, their dogs. Sometimes their dogs are in the strollers, but who am I to judge? I would do the same thing. So these are really going to be the things like open floor plans. If you're something besides a townhome, you're thinking big porches, and of course, those ridiculous mountain views. Glenbrook is also connected to the Crozet trail system. So if you love hiking, biking, or just walking the dog, this one is a great option for you. A family I actually worked with picked Glenbrook specifically because they could walk their kids to school and hit the trails right behind their house. The biggest complaint, the kids are outside so much, they had to buy a second batch of bug spray. Yeah, oh, the problems we face. Virginia summers are no joke, and sometimes neither are the size of the mosquitoes. But whatever, once you get here, I'm sure you'll adjust to it. So giving you an idea, you'll find a really good option, mostly larger homes, but they tend to go quickly. So you have the townhomes and the larger single family. Currently, 5 are active, both attached and detached. Right now, the prices, you're looking at about $418 all the way up to about $715. So $300,000 is quite the difference. Yes, you can find rentals in this neighborhood. Also, I want you to be thinking probably in the $2,700 to $3,200 a month range for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Now, I don't do rentals. That is purely for your information to give you a general idea. Because you know what? Sometimes you have to rent before you start living in Charlottesville. So if Glenbrook is on your radar, let's make sure we are ready to move when one comes that just screams, my new Charlottesville home. Call me, text me, email me. Let's see what the next step is, whether you are a first-time home buyer or whether you are relocating from Japan. And for those who know, they know. But they're no longer in Japan, they're here in Virginia. Coming up next, Crozet's most exclusive small neighborhood. Only about 35 homes total, so stick around because you may never have heard about it and you do not want to miss it. Okay, so if you want peace, privacy, and a little bit more elbow room, Sparrow Hill might be your winner. This is I'm going to say tiny, upscale community with only about 35 homes total. It's tucked away beautifully designed and a favorite for folks who just don't want to live in a huge development. It's also where one of my favorite empty nester clients just custom built their forever home. She said they wanted both peace and wine, but with a view. With Sparrow Hill, it delivered both. These homes actually lean to be more expensive, but if you're looking for quality over quantity and zero HOA drama, this is one to ask me about. Now, if you're worried about the inventory in a small neighborhood, that's valid. Give me a shout, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I'll let you know if there's anything quietly coming up soon. I talk to and I network with a lot of agents, and oftentimes we know things are coming on before they do. Currently, there is one active home, but it's huge. 6-bedroom, 6.5 bath, listed for over $1 million. And honestly, it's been on the market for about 7 months. We also have seen inventory growing in recent months, but it's still very tight and with big reason. You want to reach out to me early in your search. Together, we can make sure that you're ready when the right one hits. Okay, so neighborhood number 4, well, that is going to be Chesterfield Landing. This one gives me that old Crozet meets new construction vibes. It's walkable, sidewalks on both sides. It's right off of Crozet Avenue. Would I walk Crozet Avenue to get anything to eat, drink, or be merry? No. That's not that kind of walkable. But there are sidewalks on both sides here in the neighborhood. It's community focused and the homes are definitely more modern without being sterile. Does that make sense? I want you to think front porches, friendly neighbors, and a mix of styles that don't all look like cut, copy, paste. You know what I mean? If you like the idea of a smaller home, but don't want a townhome, this may be a really great in-between option. I've actually had buyers here tell me that Chesterfield Landing feels like the neighborhood they grew up in, but with central AC and a lot better insulation. Currently, nothing is active, and there is a single home in Chesterfield Landing that is pending. And that home, just to give you an idea, is pushing $1 million under the listing price. So if this sounds like your kind of vibe, send me a quick message and I'll tell you what is hitting the market, as soon as I hear about it as well. I get the heads up on a lot of listings because, again, Charlottesville is just not that big, and we realtors have a tendency to talk. Someone like myself who has grown up here really knows the ins and outs, and that's why I want to share that knowledge with you. While we're talking about it too, check out my other Crozet videos because it'll give you more ideas on some additional neighborhoods and some additional just general Crozet lifestyle. All right, let's see what's up next. So are you ready for some Crozet tea? Well, let's serve it up. Let's talk about Crozet's newest baby, Montclair. Montclair. I bet you have never heard of this, and that is why you want me on your side, to make sure you're in the know. This one is just getting started, but it's already on a lot of radars. It will have a new school nearby. Lot sizes are expected to be a little bit more generous. The builders here are aiming for that classic meets modern aesthetic. This is one of those neighborhoods where getting in early could be a big financial advantage. Prices often rise with each phase. So if you're okay waiting on, say, the clubhouse and walking trails, the early investment might pay off big for you. Here's the breakdown of Montclair. Status, brand new development. We're talking construction is just recently beginning with infrastructure. 122 dwellings on 11.5 acres on Route 240, right next to Wickham Pond. So location right off of 250, just west of downtown Crozet. It is going to be a quantity builder. So again, you know that up front. Single family homes and townhomes are planned. Currently, and we are coming into the summer of 2025, currently starting prices are looking like the high 500s. Now, what is the vibe supposed to be? Well, modern homes, mountain views, suburban comforts. Schools, yes, likely the Western Albemarle District, but we will not know until you're here and until the addresses are assigned and schools are assigned. Who would be a target buyer for this Montclair? Well, honestly, pretty much anybody. Families, professionals, early investors looking for long-term upsides. It's a brand new opportunity. Montclair is still in its first phases, which means buyers can get in now and get better pricing and choose prime lots before future phases even drive values up. Smart Designs, this quantity builder, is focusing on energy efficient builds, open floor plan concepts, and flexible spaces, including home offices and bonus rooms. Some of the planned amenities, well, not fully built, or even some of the dirt is not even turned, but it includes sidewalks, trails, green space, possibly a community park or play area. Montclair is designed with walkability and community in mind. Those are the goals on paper, because again, they're trying to make sure Montclair fits in with the rest of Crozet. Lot size and layout, well, larger than typical townhome lot sizes in Crozet, but still low maintenance. Great for folks who want some breathing room without the burden of mowing an acre or two. So let's talk about location perks of the new coming Montclair. Well, obviously, really quick access to downtown Crozet. Breweries, coffee shops, and the Blue Ridge Mountains, obviously. Fast, easy drive to Charlottesville, right down 250 or I-64. So really super simple for those that are commuting to UVA or remote workers who honestly want mountain views during their lunch break. Hello. Pros, well, everything is going to be brand new, right? So you don't have to worry about when the HVAC, when the roof, when this, when that. It's going to be lower maintenance because everything is being built to go towards that side, to be low maintenance and energy efficient. Also, early entry into a growing neighborhood, mwah, chef's kiss if you are ever able to do it. Now, here's the things I want you to consider. Construction is going to be ongoing for a while. Hands down, if you don't want to be in the chaos, a new subdivision that is just turning dirt is not the place to be. There will be fewer, as in no, established landscaping, at least for now. Amenities, they're gonna roll out over time. They're not gonna be immediately available. They're not even gonna be in the horizon for many, many months. So if you're even thinking about Montclair, now is the time that we need to make sure you're on that interest list. Or better yet, make sure reach out before you're reaching out to the builders. I can help you navigate the early incentives, the floor plans, and the timing. So text, call, or email me. I'd love to walk you through it before you reach out to any builder or walk into any model home. Not that either one of those are going to be here anytime soon. All right, coming up next, let's dip into the hot tea about what's coming in next into Crozet. Not even on the market, and you're going to want to hear about it. Okay, so time for a little hot tea. Crozet is not done growing. There are actually whispers about new phases in Foothill Crossings, more retail space near the Harris Teeter, and the long-awaited Eastern Avenue extension. Translation: better traffic flow and more amenities, eventually. This also means school zoning could shift. So if you've got kids, let's talk before you fall in love with a lot, a community, or whatever it may be. Old Dominion Village development, a half a mile to the west on north side of 240, that plan calls for a maximum of 110 residential units on just under 24 acres of property that, if you know history around this area, it was owned by the retired veterinarian who sold his Crozet veterinarian practice back in 2020. The clinic, which now operates as Old Dominion Animal Hospital, will actually become the centerpiece of the development. So that'll give you an idea of where it is going. The two adjoining parcels that lie on the north side of 240, just east of Music Today and west of Park Ridge Drive. Again, all of this is new and coming, and it's only getting better. Depends on what you're looking for, or it may be getting worse and more crowded, depending on what you fear. All right, so let's wrap us up here. Okay, so let's get real here. New construction isn't all sunshine and perfect paint. Trust me, if you've never done it, you're in for a treat. And my job is to make it go as smooth and easy as possible, buffering what you have to deal with. You know, if you've watched some of my other videos, that there are certain builders that I trust implicitly. And honestly, there are several that I just flat out don't recommend after years of being in this business and growing up here. So reach out to me first before you even think of emailing, calling, or stopping in to a model home. I know you think you're probably making it easy and simple, but often what can happen is once they register you, then they actually won't even allow you to work with an agent. And in 100% of the case, you're working with their salesperson, who again, remember, is on the payroll of the builder. So yes, they are very nice. Yes, they can promise you the world. Yes, yes, yes. They work for, I mean, it's like, okay, if you were getting a divorce, it is like getting a divorce and being like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my spouse, my soon-to-be ex-spouse. I'm going to use their attorney just, because it seems so simple. They seemed so nice. They're so nice. I want to make sure that the builders have my info and that I'm the one added to their call list so you don't get inundated with all the crap. So what are the pros? Well, think about, you get warranties. You get really good energy efficiency, and quite often you can get the first pick of finishes. Now the cons, well, there could be delays And right now in economic uncertainty, there could also be price increases that you do not expect. So you want to make sure, again, that you know what is in the contract. There is going to be dust, and sometimes the neighbors are still under construction for many, many years. But if you know what to expect and you have someone who has been through it all 100 times, hi, that's me, Pam, you'll be way ahead in the game. And also you get that living in Charlottesville VIP care. I help you maximize your dollars and minimize, your worries, your anxiety, your things to do, and all of that. So yeah, new construction. Let's talk if you think it's right for you. All right, well, I have got to get into the office. I have got several clients that I have a first-time home buyer couple. I am so excited. They are going to be looking at their first home. They have been renting for years, and now that she has accepted a position here in Charlottesville, they're buying their first home. I'm so excited to be working with them. So I need to go meet them, but want to wrap this up. So is Crozet right for you? I don't know. Crozet is changing. And you know what else? Crozet is growing fast. That's probably one of the biggest complaints. So that's why, again, you really want to know all the, I don't know if you call it the tricks of the trades or the insider, I don't know what you would call it, but that's why you want to work with somebody who knows the area, who's not gonna, no offense, who is not gonna BS you just to try to make a sale, because I probably have at least a dozen in my scorecard where I've refused to let my clients move forward because they were seeing sunshine and rainbows and I was seeing the money pit that they did not see. And they were grateful later, but at the time, again, not my job to sell you on anything. It is my job to make living in Charlottesville part of your future and happy memories. So to minimize the risk, I'm going to play the devil's advocate. I'm going to play the angel. And what you do, it's totally up to you. But I want to be here to make sure that you are fully informed. Make sure before you start calling, if you're thinking about making this area home, let's start before you start driving around, before you start taking Zillow screenshots. And if no one has ever told you, please, please, please do not call the listing agent for any home. Do not call the builder directly. Again, these are people are representing their sellers. Their priority is their sellers. So you want to make sure you have your own representation as a buyer, someone who is buying, relocating, retiring into the area. If you're here in Charlottesville and you're selling, I would love to talk to you too. Again, growing up here, I know the area, I know the buyers and what they're looking for. Lord knows that. Text me, call me, email me, whatever works best. Just know that I've got your back. And hey, don't forget to like this video and hit that bell so that you never miss my new material as I drop it. And if you subscribe, you'll learn more Charlottesville lifestyle tips, insider tips, and things like that. Check out my other videos on the channel. We have covered everything. Neighborhoods, small towns, we've covered schools and even employment. There's so much to learn. And I've done it all for you, quite honestly, because I was taping it for clients and sending it to them. And then I would get repeat requests for the same thing. So that's why I started this YouTube channel. If you're serious about moving here, I will save you a ton of time and probably a lot of headaches. Make sure you reach out. Your Charlottesville journey starts here. Let's chat. I am Charlottesville's biggest cheerleader, and I just want to share my knowledge with you. So until next video, have a great day. Bye.